I've known that this fight was going to be going on for quite some time, but unfortunately, I haven't been able to cover it like I wanted to. But Gabriel Rosado from Philadelphia, known warrior, still a fighter, even though he has lost. Let's see. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically, in his last 8 fights, he is 2 wins, 5 defeats, and 1 no decision against Jalen Love. In those 8 fights, he fought Gennadievich Golovkin, in which he was stopped via a bad cut in round 7. He was doing pretty good in the fight. Jalen Love lost that fight because he tested positive for a banned substance, even though on paper, Jalen Love won that fight, but he should have lost. But it was turned into a no decision because Jalen Love failed the drug test. Then he fought Peter Quillen in another fight in which he was stopped via cut. But yet, even though it was the 10th round, he was starting to corner Peter Quillen, and it looked like he may have had a shot to probably get the knockout, but he didn't. Then he went on to fight current WBC 154-pound champion Jermell Charlo, who's going to be taking on Charles Hatley this same weekend, April the 22nd, 2017. He lost that fight via unanimous decision. And once again, his eye was all badly cut up. He then went on to have surgery on that eye to remove the scar tissue in hopes that he wouldn't get cut up. He then got stopped by David Lemieux. And another fight, was that a fight where the cut was he was affected by the cut too? Correct me if I'm wrong. Then he finally gets a break and fights Joshua Clottey. And Joshua Clottey was actually on the up and up and very highly ranked by the WBA at that time. And I'm sure it was the WBA. You know, he won that fight. He fought a fighter by the name of Antonio Gutierrez, where he was down in that fight, but he ended up winning a very close fight in which he could have lost. That was an untelevised fight in the StubHub Center. And in his last fight, he lost to Willie Monroe, where he was just pretty much just outboxed. And that was in September of 2016. Now, on April 22nd, he's going to be fighting Martin Murray. And if I'm correct, this is the largest weight he's ever fought at 168 pounds. If I'm correct, this fight is taking place at super middleweight, not 160 pounds. Now, Martin Murray, in my opinion, is the favorite to win this fight. In his last 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In his last 8, he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins and 3 losses. His loss after losing to Sergio Martinez in the fight where many felt he should have won, but this was Sergio Martinez's first fight back in Argentina in a stadium of like 60,000 plus or so. This was Sergio Martinez's first fight after Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Basically, Martin Murray was robbed in that fight. Then, 2 years later, he went on to fight Gennady Golovkin in a highly anticipated fight over in Monte Carlo, where he was stopped in the 11th round and almost made it to the distance. You know, at that point in time, he was the person who lasted the longest with Golovkin, you know, up until most recently Danny Jacobs. Then after losing to Golovkin, he went on to move to 168, even though his next fight after that was at his next couple fights after that was at the light heavyweight division, basically two divisions above where he fought Golovkin. So he went on to win 3 fights before getting a big 168-pound title shot against Arthur Abraham, in which he lost via split decision. Then fought another tune-up fight, then got a fight against George Groves. That, if he would have won that fight, he would have been #1 contender for that WBA title that George Groves is now fighting Dimitri Chutinov for at 168 pounds. Next fight at 168 pounds was a guy by the name of Nuhu Lawal. Did I watch that fight? I don't remember. I watched the fight, but I didn't cover it. And that was in November of 2016. So he had 3 fights in 2016. Cedric Pereira, in which there was a like a tune-up fight, you know, after he had lost to a comeback fight after he had lost to Arthur Abraham. Then he fought George Groves, you know, 1 month later, by the way. So he fought Arthur Abraham and lost in November 2015. May of 2016, just 6 months later, He fought Cedric Sparrow, and then just a little over a month later, he fought George Groves, and then 5 months later, he fought Lawal, and now he's fighting Gabriel Rosado, and which is clearly a money fight because Gabriel Rosado is still a big draw and also known to be, as I said, like that warrior type boxer. But overall, Martin Murray is the better fighter. But one thing you say about Gabriel Rosado is, even with those losses, what as I said, he's 2-5-1, in his last 8. If you look at it, he's always in a chance to beat a fighter like Martin Murray, especially a fighter that's going to be right there in front of him. But come on, let's be real. Martin Murray is the better fighter. So even though I want to ride with Gabriel Rosado, because I'm from Philly, I support him. I want him to win, but the odds are against him to win. However, he can win because Martin Murray may be considered a little too, long in the tooth. He's 34. He'll be 35 this year. But lately, as you've noticed, especially since Golovkin, he just hasn't really looked the same, or he hasn't really looked like he's world championship, quality. So only time will tell. But I will be covering this fight, from the Barclays Center, meaning because I'm going to be at Berto versus Porter, meaning I'm going to be watching the fight and doing my video from the arena. I am TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I forgot, where does the winner go from here? Let me go check out something real quick. Let's go check and see where Martin Murray is ranked. Is he ranked at 168 pounds still? He should be, right? Let's see. Martin Murray is not ranked by the WBC at 168. He is ranked number 8 by the WBA. By the IBF, he is not ranked. And by the WBO, he is not ranked. So basically, if he were to win, him or Gabriel Rosado will get him or them, whoever wins, a ranking in these, in these sanctioning bodies. And when it comes to the WBA, he may get, a higher ranking in that case since he's ranked by them. But going forward, hey, listen, like I said, Gabriel Rosado is a good fighter. He's an exciting fighter. I'm glad to see that he's back with Billy Briscoe, who's over there training him. Even though I'm not going to be at the fight or having anybody covering this fight, we're going to be providing coverage via social media, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, is TstreeT Controversy, of course, or Fight View 360. If you're interested in helping out, I really need some help in Liverpool. If you wanna get a hobby that could grow in, depending on to you, a full-time profession, please email me at editor, that's EDITOR, at FightView360.com. You got to let me know your name, your location, what you plan on doing, and it'd be good to let me know what your work schedule is. I'm not saying write me a goddamn 200-word essay, but make sure I'm able to get information from what you sent. So therefore, going forward in the future, we can start getting people, getting you guys to fights. So, we're a brand new company pretty much. The website has only been around for about 4 months, or so. But now we finally got some marketing. We finally got some advertisements coming, and we have some sponsors, and we're more active. So now, not only is our news consistently, we're pumping out not only just news in general, breaking news, but we're going to be pumping out exclusive interviews, exclusive stories. The format of our website is nice. Go check it out. And things. And remember, what you see now is I'm going to say about 80%, maybe about 70 to 80% of what the website's going to be in the next couple of months. It's what I do full time now. So, if you're interested in helping out, no matter where you are, it doesn't just have to be in Liverpool where this fight's in Liverpool, right? It could be anywhere in the UK. And if you want to go to one fight a year, if you want to try to go to all the fights a year, we can talk about all that. We have a large growing team. We have everything set up as far as, what we're supposed to have set up as far as being a boxing news, company. And the bread and butter, of course, is me doing these videos. So I wish this was a day where I could just sit in the house and watch all of these fights, because we have that top-ranked pay-per-view. We have, of course, Berto versus Porter, Charlo versus Hatley. Those fights are taking place over on Showtime. I'm going to be at that event. We have Tommy Langford versus Antaville Avantadil Kurtsidis. That's for the WBO interim title. In this fight, there's a lot of fights going on. 4 cards on basically the 4 biggest boxing networks in the world, I guess. Well, the Gilberto Ramirez versus Bursic fight, that's on Top Rank pay-per-view, not HBO. But still, you have card on Box Nation, which we're covering, card on Showtime, which we're covering, and then this card on Sky Sports, which I'll be doing a video post-fight for. So please subscribe on TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. If you're interested in helping out in any way, shape, or form, if you do graphic design, if you do memes, if you do anything, that you feel would help us, or you want to just be a part of the movement, once again, email me at editor@fightview360.com. Please subscribe.